This is One on One. One on One is pleased to welcome One on Two. Paul Muratore is the founder and executive director of a great organization celebrating its first anniversary as we do this program called Connections, and also Brad Mensah is a Connections mentee. How you guys doing?
Really good. Thanks for having us today.
Now, how would you describe what this organization is?
Connections is an organization that finds people of character, 25 years and older, and we find people like Brad, who are also people of budding character, and we put them together. So we look for inner city metro kids, and we pair them with mentors to help them transition to the next stage of their life.
You started this.
I did.
Why?
So I spent 30 years doing some volunteer work with fun people like Brad, and spent a fair amount of that time in the professional world, and I left and wanted to do something philanthropic. And so I saw what was working really well in the foster care system and what some of the holes were. And so I went to Children's Village in Dobbs Ferry and asked them to host me and said, could we bring kind of the pieces together as we look at kids trying to exit the foster care system and put them on the strongest footing possible? Because sometimes those transitions can be a little bit scary, and sometimes you have to do them by yourself.
You got a mentor.
Alongside them.
Yeah, her name is Allie.
Allie's hanging around here somewhere, right?
She is.
Allie's watching the show right now. She's proud of you.
She's a wonderful mentor.
Because?
Because I mean, I'm succeeding in life. You know? I'm doing what I have to, and she's the best. She gives me good advice, all that.
A couple pieces of advice she's given you that you know have made and will continue to make a difference for you.
Do not allow myself to fail.
Don't allow it?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Because people tend to fall off, and when they fall off from, I guess, like whatever they're doing, they don't bounce back. So, like, I told myself, like, if I do fall off, bounce back. And if I don't bounce back, she's always there to, you know, pick me up or tell me, Brad, you know, you're falling off. And I always bounce back, make sure I bounce back.
How do you communicate with her? How do you interact with her?
Email, text, phone call.
She's right there.
Yep.
What's that like for you? To know she's there.
It's helpful. It's helpful. And I'm so grateful.
Where do you find these mentors?
So through programs like this, we look for you guys to spread the word for us, so thank you. We've been in the press locally, and so in the beginning, I used my warm network. So I went to my friends and said, could you support us either financially or be a mentor? We now partner with NYU and some other local organizations. Where Allie came from was a good friend of mine owns a place called Elegant Real Estate. He offered an opportunity for me to come into his office and speak to his employees, and we did. And so we picked up 3 or 4 mentors through that experience. And so we're constantly out there kind of looking for more people. We have now partnered with Volunteer New York, which is an organization based in Westchester. And after today's time with you, I'm going to go see Mentor New York. And they are organizations where volunteers from the New York metro area come, say, I want to volunteer or I want to do something else. And they direct them to an organization that matches what their desires are.
So people watching right now, someone says, you know what? I want to make a difference. What does it take?
So most of the mentors who are good come to us and they're sort of nervous in the beginning because they're like, can I do this? And for somebody like Allie, she's a 20-year-old woman, real estate professional in New York City, loves sports and a lot of other activities. She brought herself to the party. Yeah. And you can see that. You didn't talk about all the fun things you do. He talked about the fact that she's there.
By the way, Allie's right outside. Jen Eichlin, our executive producer, is going to go crazy that I'm doing this. Could you ask Allie to just come in? She'll come in behind you. Can we do that? I'm going to be vetoed by the bosses around here, but just ask Allie to come in. Trust me on this. I know there's a mic situation.
But it's wonderful when someone just brings themselves and they say, I'm here. Who are you? And so Allie didn't tell Brad what to do or what to be or how to do it. She just told him that he could and that he had the right to ask those questions of himself. What do I want to do and what do I want to pursue?
Allie, come on in for a second. Stand behind them. Good. I know we've got the mic situation. You can speak into that mic right there. Allie, let me ask you.
Yeah.
When you met this young man, what did you see?
Sparkle.
Can we hear it, by the way, guys? Go ahead.
Talking to it. We met out at CV at Children's Village, and the minute we connected, we started talking about food, about sports. He took me immediately out to meet everybody on campus and started introducing me. This is Allie, my mentor. And I just was...
Everybody. I had to make sure everybody
fell in love with her? By the way, I'm told you don't have to go do that. You can speak normally.
thank
I've been
you.
doing this for 25 years. I haven't figured it out yet. Why did you do it?
Paul came into our office and spoke to us, and it just resonated with me. That, you know, I didn't know Brad, I didn't know who I was going to be connected with, but just the fact that little interactions could make a huge difference for someone is, how could I not do that to me? Wasn't a second thought. Went out to Children's Village, toured the campus, and met another colleague, or
Another
student,
mentor? A student.
who showed us around the campus, and I just said, I'll sign up, whatever you need me to do.
Do you have any idea where your life might be if Allie were not in it, if you were not part of Connections?
I would probably not be doing as good in school, and I would probably done fell off completely.
Not on track.
Yeah, like all the way off track.
What do you see in him?
I see him as one of our success stories because Brad is the
That's
kind
why
of
you
kid.
brought him in.
Yeah, he's one of those kids who had some of those stepping stones in place. And when you're in care and you don't have a supportive
Foster care.
network, yes, when you make one of those missteps, you can actually do something that has a tremendous negative impact on the rest of your life. And so in those times where Brad was honest and said, you know, I made a misstep here, when Allie was there just to sort of put him back in the place where he felt confident to then go back on the right step, those are the times that get you out of care and living an independent life. But I see him potentially pursuing an education. We're having that debate right now, whether education's worthwhile, right, and what that would take. He's talking about work. He's finishing high school. He's graduating this year.
You're graduating. Congratulations.
Thank you.
With a full Regents diploma, which is really amazing.
That's beautiful.
And, you know, hopefully he's in supportive housing in Manhattan now. But I see him in his apartment in a few years having a dinner party for us to come to your place.
And he potentially could be a mentor to someone else down the road.
85% of mentees become mentors, and they are the most meaningful and impactful people because they've been there.
And the organization is called Connections. By the way, real quick, the number one leadership lesson you have learned in your life is?
Stay humble and realize that leaders lead. And the only way that you evaluate a leader is how many people are following them, not how far ahead of the parade they are.
Number one leadership lesson you learned?
Be there.
Just be there.
Be supportive. I mean, that's how you gain insight, I think.
And make a difference. In your ripe old age of? How old are you?
19.
Number one lesson you've learned about leadership in life is?
Keep striving. Always strive for better. Don't let yourself, like, how can I say this? Don't accept the position you're in. Try to shoot for better.
Well, the entire public television community is rooting for you.
Thank you.
And we'll keep track. And you have an open invitation here at the Tisch WNET studio here in Lincoln Center, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Great
today.
organization. By the way, congratulations on your first anniversary.
Thank you. We're very excited.
One on One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. This special edition of One on One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by NJIT, PSE&G, New Jersey Sharing Network, the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, and by the law firm of Gibbons PC. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.